Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. It's Monday, November 8th. I've got a great video for you today, namely about grant programs for you. It's a last call for SBA $10,000 EIDL grants. Since the infrastructure bill is taking away money from the SBA targeted EIDL grant program to pay for some of those infrastructure projects, that means it's a final call to check your $10,000 EIDL grant eligibility. And the best news of all is that the SBA has been approving more and more of those grants over the past 2 weeks. Over the past 2 weeks, nearly 20,000 folks have received those targeted 10K grants. It's a huge deal. So I'm going to talk about who's eligible, how to apply, and how much funding is left, plus a $50,000 grant program by famous Amos cookies, who's eligible and how to apply for that, and a quick economic news roundup. Stocks are generally up today. Crypto is up. Tesla is down after Elon Musk said he would sell 10% of his Tesla stake in a tweet poll over the weekend. I'll give a quick recap there. Most importantly, thanks so much for tuning in, joining our community, and hitting subscribe. By subscribing today, you'll be part of the first 100,000 supporters of our channel. And if you needed another reason to subscribe, besides the great information we put out in daily videos, I'm going to be doing a YouTube live video later this week. The first one we've done. Be sure to subscribe so you're alerted when we go live. It'll probably be Thursday in the afternoon, and I'll be answering a lot of small business funding questions, grant questions, EIDL questions, and so much more. Be sure to give this video a like as well so others see it. Okay, over the weekend I talked about the passage of the infrastructure bill. Late Friday night, approved in the House. It's now awaiting Biden's signature to be signed into law. We did a post up on our blog today. What's in the infrastructure bill and how will it affect you? We go over what's included, including all of the transportation items, all of the utility items, the environmental items, and so much more. If you want to read this, it's on our blog, or download our free Skip app. Just search Hello Skip in the App Store and Google Play. One of the main pieces in this funding is this right here, that $17.5 billion will be permanently rescinded from the targeted EIDL advanced program. That's not all bad news because there's still plenty of funding left. But of course, the biggest frustration with this is that many of you wanted the low-income community provision to be changed because you felt, and so did we, it unfairly left out millions of deserving businesses just because you lived on the wrong side of the street or on the wrong block. You weren't technically eligible. That didn't change, unfortunately. Instead, nearly $18 billion is being shifted to fund infrastructure projects. But I want to focus on the positive news because, you know, we've been tracking EIDL loans and EIDL grants on a weekly basis. And this is the funding count for targeted advances 2 weeks ago. 447,000 were approved for a total of $3.8 billion. Fast forward 2 weeks and over 465,000 have been funded for a total value of over $4 billion. So that's nearly 20,000 targeted EIDL grants that have been approved over a 2-week period. So let's assume they can keep up that pace. That means 10,000 of you could get $10,000 this week. There's no other program in the US that compares. The famous Amos thing I'm going to talk about in a minute is nice, but it's chump change compared to this. And even when that $17 billion gets shifted from this pot of money to the infrastructure bill, there will still be, by our counts, around $8 billion still available. And look at this, it's taken 11 months for $4 billion to get distributed in the targeted program. The bottom line is they're not going to run out of funding. $30 billion had been approved for the targeted advances, minus $4 billion, then subtract $18 billion, we'll round up. You still have $8 billion left, which could be the equivalent of 1 million $10,000 grants. But there may be people out there who haven't even applied, who are eligible. So here's how to quickly apply. Go to covid19relief.sba.gov. To be eligible, you need to show, I believe it's a 20% revenue decline over an 8-week period between 2019 and 2020. And the sticking point is you need to live in a low-income community. On our Skip app, under Check EIDL Grant Eligibility, you can put in your location and see if you're eligible. Then you can go to this form and apply. It takes around 5 minutes. Again, this form is also for EIDL loans as well. So you cannot apply for a grant without applying for an EIDL loan. So when you go through this form, you apply for both. However, if you get the grant and they offer you a loan, you don't have to take the loan. Just because they offer you 10K, 50K, 100K does not mean you have to take it. So even if you're only thinking I only want grants, fill out this form. It's the last call. Now, since we've helped tens of thousands of people fill out these forms and collectively get billions of dollars, we can help you too. If you want it, we have a limited number of spots. I think about 5 left tomorrow, a few more on Wednesday and Thursday this week. You can go to EIDL.me to book a time for one-on-one personalized support to not only help you with this, future grants, future funding for your business, and more. EIDL.me, or use the link right at the top of the description. And take 60 seconds today to think about, do you know a business owner that could benefit from $10,000 that may qualify? Is there someone in your network who you think may not know about this program? Message them today. If everyone watching told 2 people about these $10,000 grants, even if you've already received this grant or you know you're not eligible, tell someone else. At the very least, if you help them get 10K, they should take you out to a nice dinner. So links to that in the description. Famous Amos grants. This is the 50K grant I mentioned on Friday. It's limited, but I still want to mention it. Ingredients for Success is a grant and mentorship program awarding a total of $150,000 to 3 entrepreneurs, $50,000 each. Famous Amos is launching the initiative in honor of the brand's founder, Wally Amos, to create pathways for Black business owners to thrive. So only eligible for Black-owned businesses, 3 50K grants. They define that by 90% Black-owned. You must be in business for 5 years or less. So not 5 years or more, 5 years or less. And your business must be headquartered in the US. Put in your basic information, name, phone number, address, and then your business name, email. They're asking for a logo, your business website, business description, years in business, your revenue stage in terms of annual revenue, and a 30 to 60 second video pitch. So if you have questions about that, we can certainly help you in our one-on-one calls, how to create a short and succinct video pitch that stands out. And that's it, so I hope that helps some of you. Again, if you want help with that, just click the link in the description. Okay, to wrap things up today, first, US opened borders to vaccinated Europeans and others after more than 18 months. That's a huge deal. Many of you probably have businesses that rely on tourism or rely on more foot traffic in general. This should help, of course, if cases can be kept under control. Airlines see bookings rise sharply after the ban. Capacity is still well below pre-COVID-19 level, but that was just announced today. It's great news because a lot of families who've been separated for a year and a half are finally being reunited. A lot of nice, heartfelt stories I've read about this morning. The other piece to mention is that Tesla stock price slides after Elon Musk did a Twitter poll with millions of votes over the weekend. Given the fact that lawmakers are talking about taxing unrealized gains, Elon put up a poll asking, should he sell 10% of his stake, which would be equivalent to $21 billion. So shares dropped a little bit this morning, not a lot. About 58% of the 3.5 million participants in the Twitter poll, by the way, were in favor of the sale, and Elon tweeted that he would accept either outcome. Since that morning Tesla dip, the share price has stabilized. I'll be talking a bit more about the economy later this week, including what to do as a business owner, some thoughts on how to hedge, some thoughts there, especially as it relates to crypto. Got a lot more coming this week, including a live. Be sure to hit subscribe, turn on the alerts, and after giving this video a like, take 60 seconds to think about, do you know any entrepreneur, business owner that could use a $10,000 grant? If so, send them this video. We may see another 10,000 grants approved this week. That pace of approvals is the fastest we've seen in months. So it's overall good news there. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.